Back in the kitchen now with Chef Ken Hall. We're finishing up that wonderful marinated flank steak. We've got some mushrooms that we've cooked down in red wine and beef stock, fresh herbs, and now we're moving on to another great dish for your summer party or fall, a great pasta salad.
Absolutely, and when I'm really bored, I'll make tortellini. Other than that, I'm going to buy it.
Sure,
because
it's a lot of work.
It's a labor of love,
right.
and bless the people that do make it, because it's a time-consuming process. It's well worth the effort, but for this particular salad, it's good any time of year, whether it's summer or fall. It really doesn't matter. And this is one that you can make, put in the fridge, and then take someplace.
Love it.
You know, so if you're going to, say, a picnic, this would fit into a picnic under the stars. Take the steak, grill it there at the whatever campground or deck or something.
So it's a definite make-ahead, basically.
Or fresh is wonderful. This is something you can make right after a farmer's market.
Okay.
You know, this is the only bought thing. Everything else is fresh. So
Love
we'll
it.
go ahead.
Cheese tortellini.
Cheese tortellini, and we're going to put that right into boiling salted water.
And I see we're going to use the refrigerated kind. I definitely think that that's better. And it's quick. I mean, this is very quick.
Yeah, five minutes or so, and it's done.
Okay. All right. We'll keep an eye on that.
Okay. So what I've got for it is I've got some fresh tomatoes, some scallions, some black olives, some mint and basil. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut our peppers. Now, a trick that I find in cutting peppers is I stand it up this way, and I come down the side. That way you don't cut all the seeds.
Okay.
And then you can turn it this way, and you can see you're not wasting anything, but you don't have to mess around with the seeds.
Okay.
And then to make pepper diamonds, you cut your strips this way. And what you do is you just kind of take your knife and you line them up, and you cut on an angle, and it just adds a little fun.
They're very pretty, yeah.
Yeah, it just adds a little fun. You don't have to do that, but I like to do that just to add a little bit of fun. So we're going to change up the colors using orange pepper, a little red pepper in there, and you know, whenever you can get your hands on some sweet onions, no matter where they're from, if they're Vidalias or Texas or Washington, whatever, it's always a nice treat. If you can't find the sweet onions, then I use red onions. Red onions are always nice, but we're just going to quick chop these up.
A lot of color going on, a lot of flavor, and I think we've all had that pasta salad that was okay, you know, you know, I think color and crunch and a lot of different things going on, it's really what makes it. Fresh herbs.
Oh, absolutely, and people eat with their eyes. So the more color, the more texture you have, the better they're going to like it and appreciate it.
I agree.
So then what we're going to do is I've got some of the olive oil mayonnaise, and I'm not a big fan of creamy pasta salads, but for this particular one it works really well.
Okay.
So we'll make our dressing right in here first, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 1/4 cup in here.
Okay.
And then I've got some red wine with the olives right here, so red wine vinegar.
Okay.
And then we're just going to kind of stir this together, because then we're going to come over the top of it with olive oil, and that's going to coat everything and bring it together. So this is just a little bit of a base for what we're going to do.
And that why do the red wine vinegar pour it over the canned black olives? Just to give them some flavor?
Well, it takes that canned flavor away.
Okay, because you know what, I have to be honest, sometimes they do taste like the can, and you know,
right.
so
that's one of my own personal tricks is, you know, I'll put everything out in dishes, which is called mise en place, get everything in its place before you start type of thing. So that's what I like to do, but I like to take that canned flavor away. So whenever you're going to use cans, whether it be canned artichoke hearts or something like that, always drain them in water and refresh that a couple of times and just kind of get that canned flavor out.
Whether it be lemon juice maybe, or red wine vinegar, or you know, some sort of vinegar, just to, you know,
Well, and most of your olives are always in a brine. So if you can get the Kalamatas, they're in a vinegar brine.
I'm going to go ahead and drain your pasta here, because it looks like it
and
just kind of plumps up and floats to the top. And that's, I think, another key is potato salad, pasta salad, do not overcook it, because it'll turn to mush, you know?
Right. And you don't want mushy, you want a little bite to it, you want it al dente. So into the bowl I'm putting the peppers, the onions, the olives. We're going to put our tomatoes in here, and this is just one Roma tomato that I cut up. And then I've got 2 scallions that I sliced, and we're going to put those in there. And I've got a good 1/2 cup of fresh basil and mint, and we're going to put all of that in there. And then what I like to do is I like to add some feta cheese. If you can find some local goat cheese goes really good in here too. And we're going to put our feta. And now we're going to go ahead and toss our pasta in. And to have it warm when we toss it is fine.
Okay. I cooled it a little bit, but...
and then...
you just use your clean hands to
I
get in
just
there?
use my clean hands to go in here just to kind of toss
Need
it
some olive
all
oil?
together. Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll drizzle over the top.
Tell me when. So it's a very light mayo, just enough to...
Yep.
More?
Very,
Is that
very
good?
light. A little more. And then we make the rest of our dressing more with the olive oil. Now, if you really like, you can play with your vinegars, whether it be red wine, whether it be balsamic, whatever you want. And then we're going to hit a little salt to it.
Here's our...
And we're going to hit a little bit of black pepper to it. And that's it. That's done. It's a nice,
Looks
beautiful little
fantastic.
salad. We'll put this off right into the bowl. So we've got all kinds of colors and textures in here.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Here you go. Now, how's our steak? Our steak's been resting. Our mushrooms, look at the mushroom sauce.
So what we're going to do with this here is, one, you never want to get rid of this juice. You pour this juice right back in there.
Right.
And then we're going to take our steak, and the trick is you want to cut against the grain, and I always cut it on a bias.
Okay.
So you want to do this for presentation purposes. It gives you more to look at. And then we'll go ahead and put this on a plate with the mushroom sauce. And this is something that you could use for, say, a steak sandwich.
Sure.
And then what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and we'll line this up this way so that you can kind of see. And this is one of those meats that I like to leave
It's perfectly done.
medium rare to rare, you know, just so it's nice and tender. And we got this here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our mushroom sauce, which is
Wow.
cooked down,
Looks
and we took
fantastic.
all of those flavors, and we put those back in there, and then we're just going to ladle our mushrooms on top.
Oh, Ken. Wow.